how do you guys feel about people thinking that Africa is a country? Because you did hear some people. Have you guys ever been asked like, "Oh, are you from Africa?" How do you feel when someone asks you like, "Oh, are you from Africa?"
So let me just say something that happened to me like a few months ago. I go on a date with this white guy. First of all, he's looking at me like as if I'm a tourist attraction, touching I had dreadlocks.
Oh my god.
He's
so
touching my
funny.
hair. So I tell him, he's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Uganda." He's like, "Where is that from? Where is that?" I'm like, "In Africa. It's East Africa." So I go on and on and on. I explain to this guy what Africa is. Mind you, this is a rich man who has money, but I'm sorry, but Americans are so ignorant. And I'm not saying it in the worst way possible, but they're not well traveled. Okay, so I'm like, okay, cool. Why doesn't he keep on asking me the same things over and over again? I'm like, dude, I'm explaining to you that this is not a country. We are different. We speak different languages, and it just cut me off from dating white men. And then the other thing is also like black Americans, the way they react towards Africa. Then first of all, they're not educated about Africa, most of them. And when you ask me like where you from, and I tell you like because you're kind of like my skin color, I would expect you to know something about it. But again, I don't like being asked that question. I'll just bluntly tell you I'm from Uganda. You do the research yourself.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I personally hate it when someone just asks me, "Oh, are you from the whole continent?" Because we all know Africa is not a country, but some people think it's a country. Aisha, what about you?
For me personally, I mean, other than being very friendly, I have a resting beach face, so it would be hard for someone to ask me that kind of question. But whenever anybody tries to test and they ask me that question, it's like, Google is your friend. Just check the internet.
Yeah.
Find out where Nigeria is. Find out, things you need to know about Africa. I mean, I understand the fact that you guys like to travel a lot and buy, artifacts and all that, and, tourism and all that. So you should be able to at least have 5 minutes of your day to improve your knowledge and know where Africa is in the
when
world.
they ask you like,
And then another thing that I do not like is the white men out here are very ignorant, like she said. And I'm from a different country entirely. I could speak English properly if I want to. But the minute that I go out of speaking English and say something in Yoruba or say something like change the accent of my English, and then they want to correct that pisses me off so much. Both the men, both the women, both black Americans and all that. And the fact that you practice so much dictions in school and still cannot pronounce people's name properly. Oh yes, don't even let me start with that one. So it's like
syllables and vowels.
So it's like I'm not surprised that they're very, very crazy, and they piss me off so much that like I get very irritated to even try to talk to them, because I would let you know that this is how I speak back home. Do not dare correct me. If I say photographer, it is photographer. Don't tell me it's photography or photographer. Don't tell me. Like, do not correct my accent. This is what I'm supposed to be speaking if my parents did not bring me to America. So let's be mindful of things we do around each other.
Yeah, it's like they don't understand that English is our second language. Like, we already have a language that we speak. Don't expect us to speak like it's our first language.
And then when we talk about women or women downfall, we have this black American women who think they're very smart, but they're stupid, I'm sorry to say. And then, I speak my language in front of people, or I instead of going this route, I just go like, yeah, something like that. I don't want to, like the accent change. And then they're like, oh, don't do that out here, just help. And I'm like, I will beat you up. Like, no, just don't do that. Just please don't do that. Because as much as I like people to be real and stuff like that, do not correct me when it comes to my language, because you don't even know how it's done. You don't even know anything about it. You would think Africa is a country. You don't even know where Nigeria is. You don't even have any culture to start with. other than stealing people's culture. So please, what exactly? And then people who go around with I'm 5% Nigerian, they need to stop that shit.
Okay.
Oh my God! Did you see that white lady who said like, "Oh, I'm a sister"?
They need to
like
stop
I'm
it.
4%
I'm
Nigerian.
40% Nigerian doesn't make you Nigerian.
Oh yeah.
They need to stop
You,
it.
you did?
Like
I
this,
did.
this
Yeah.
old testing, this
Why
old
you
nonsense,
choose a white woman?
this old
Yeah.
DNA stuff that they be doing, and then you see me, and then like, oh my God, your name is Aisha, you from Africa. Oh my God, I'm 40% Nigerian. What am I supposed to do with that information?
All right. Bookie,
I guess
let's
for
hear
me,
from
like
you.
I just think of these people as people that are lost. Like they got sold to slavery. They don't really know anything about who they are. They're basically lost. And so for them, I guess for them, it's them trying to like identify with something. So I actually sympathize with these people. I completely understand your rage and your anger, and I get mad too at certain situations, especially when they try to correct my pronunciations. But I think at the end of the day, these people just don't know who they are. For me
Is
personally,
it the
I
ignorance that
actually,
we're talking about?
huh?
Is it the ignorance that
The
we're talking
40%
about here?
Nigerian thing. So it's like they're just trying to identify with something because they don't really know who
But
they
then
are.
if you don't know who you are and you don't even do a research to find out who you are, then what's the point of taking a test?
Well, I guess
because
them
the
doing the
test
test
helps
them trying to
you
do
define.
the
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like, you take the test, you find out that you're 40% Nigerian. Hey, okay, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to learn how to pronounce my name properly? Are you going to stop correcting me when I speak? Are you gonna understand that Africa is not a country?
Well, we do have some people that go beyond.
Yeah, some
knowing
people, but
their
majority
DNA.
of the people don't. They just do it for the sake of, yeah, I want to be able to say I'm 40% Nigerian. Because it's like, okay, you meet me for the first time. Oh yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I'm 40% Nigerian. Okay.
And then that's a good time to ask, like, what do you do
Yeah,
about
what
me?
do you
know?
get? And then I
ask me.
ask, and then it's like, and I'm like, huh, hey, yeah. Okay.
Well, it's also, I think also for us too, it's good that we educate these people.
Yeah,
You know, because to us they might be ignorant, but at the same time, it's just. I
Are they
don't know.
willing to? Are they teachable? Are they
But some
willing
people
to
don't want to
learn?
learn.
Well,
Are they
if they-
willing?
if they're
Because
not
in
willing-
order for me to teach you, you have
You
to
have to
be
be
willing.
willing.
Well, if they're not willing to learn, then just.
Then you
like,
don't
oh,
have to
then just-
stress. Like, if I try to educate somebody and they don't look interested, it's not for me to teach
Yeah,
you. I
exactly.
don't even feel like teaching you to begin with. But if I start trying to teach you and you're not open to learning, then I don't have time. You know, like you're living
Yeah.
alone. But I think it's always. I don't want to say we are it's somehow, but if you're in the position to educate somebody, go ahead and do it. And if they don't want to receive it, that's on them. You don't have to force it on them.
Have you ever had
We
someone?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Go
Have
ahead.
you ever had someone, Buki, trying to make you talk and talk and talk, and then you're like, okay, so why are you making me? Oh, I love your accent. That's why I'm asking you so many questions.
That was where I was going. That's where I was going with I'm 40% Nigerian. That's like, they just keep, you know, like, I love the way you speak. You love the way I speak, but yet you correct me when I say certain things. Like, is it even making any sense? Or like, oh yeah, oh my God, wow, you sound different. Especially the guys, the men. I love my lady as dark as my chocolate. Or what is that nonsense?
Oh my God! Let's not even get started with that.
Like, what is that nonsense?
The darker the berry, the juice.
What is that nonsense?
The comment section
And then
of that TikTok.
and then another thing about this. I mean, we're women, right? Let's not even only talk about from the woman aspect. Let's talk about how they always want to get on African men because they're African men.
They're taking our man away. We're not married.
And
yet.
then the men's we go too because them too they don't have sense. So we just leave that
No,
out.
the men
What
have
are you
sense.
talking about? White women? Or are you talking
Oh,
about?
we're talking about both
women.
like Black Americans and white all Caucasians and all of them together. Like the way like is how like we're trying to put that standard, we're trying to put that balance in there, and then you have this Nigerian man himself come on here and be like, oh, Nigerian women are stressed. Oh, Nigerian women are this, or oh, Nigerian women are that. Like if you're saying that about us, what do you think these people are gonna say?
Yeah.
Like if you're putting us out there like that, what do you think you're like? Are they not gonna see us like some sort of joke?
Well,
Like,
we also have to make sure that we're not putting ourselves out there like that.
yes.
Either. you
True.
know, because
True.
guys.
But then one thing I understand from the way I see things out here is that they feel like Nigeria or they feel like African is so small, whereby if a Thai were from Nigeria is saying something bad about it, they believe it. It's a different thing that it's we that we know that, oh, we're not that like small of a continent, or the way they say that we know that, oh, maybe you're talking about people in Ghana and not people in Nigeria, or maybe you're talking about people in Somalia and not people, you get what I'm saying? But the other people outside will not understand this. They don't know.
Yeah, so when people ask me, are you from Africa? I tell them, yes, I'm from Africa, but specifically Nigeria. And I'm like, there's so many countries. It's good to do your research. Africa is not just one small country where everybody comes from. And I mean, a lot of times I feel like people are pretty receptive, depending on how you deliver and how you talk to them. They are pretty receptive. But for the most part, like, most of the people here have not traveled anywhere. They're not knowledgeable. It's pretty sad. But since we are in the positions of people that have traveled, that are more knowledgeable, I think we are in the better position to educate. And instead of, see, your feelings are valid. If it upsets you, it's very valid. But I feel like it wouldn't, you should just look at it as, listen, I'm the bigger person in this position. Let me educate you.
On the bigger person note, there is something that they say that when you always have to be the bigger person in the group, stop it. Don't. And another thing that I was going to say is that I understand what you said. I understand where you're coming from. It sounds like I'm the protagonist of this situation right now. But then tell me why you do all of that, and then something happens, and then you meet them again, and then they ask you the same question.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So tell me what happened. Tell me what happened to having a retentive memory in school. Tell me.
Again, I'll go back to the beginning of how it started. I was the guy that I met that I had to explain myself after 5 minutes of telling him the same thing. Like, we're not the same people. You need to travel. Oh yeah, I want to, but I'm scared to go to Africa. What are you scared of? We're also scared to come to America, but we're here.
I get it. We have mosquitoes, but what else are you scared of?
There's mosquitoes here, hon. And they're terrible.
Right, but at least we don't have people just shoot. Right now we have people shooting anyhow, so I'm not even going to get on that topic. So we could move on.
All right, thanks, ladies. But one thing that I would add to everything you guys have said is that, especially for Nigeria, the English people, they taught us English. So us saying photography, that's how English people also say it.
God bless you.
So it's so annoying when they think British accent is so cool, and we speak the same way. We say water, they say water too. But they're like, oh, why are you guys saying it like that? But when British people say it, oh my God, it's so sexy.
Oh my God. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go to party.
I think when
yeah, we're gonna have a party after this.
When it comes to pronunciations, for me, please don't correct my pronunciation. This is how I was raised to speak. You understand what I'm talking about, and I feel like that's the whole essence of language, to be able to communicate what's in your mind to somebody else. If you understand, please don't. You're just being disrespectful.
Don't push it.
Like, if your pronunciations also sound wrong to me, but you don't see me chasing you down.
Like Americans have the wrongest pronunciation ever.
Oh my God.
But yet they want to be the one to talk about certain things, and they want to be the one to correct people about certain things. Like, y'all not even doing it right. So how you gonna tell me that I'm doing it wrong?
Americans are the most ignorant.
Like, you see people from London come out here, and then once they go like, oh yeah, can I get a bottle of water? Or like, yeah, we're gonna go to the party, and then all that, and then you, oh my God, wow, fascinating. And then I come here and be like, please, give me that bottle of water. And then you're like, oh, what are you saying? Oh God.
I want
if it's not because that they used to arrest people after a situation. Okay.
Please don't catch a kid. We would not be
No. Like I'm too cool. So instead of me acting out, I just turn back and I just leave. Like, this is just too much for me right now. I'm not gonna deal with this. Or like, I already spent all my day dealing with someone pronouncing my name wrongly. What is so hard to pronounce it? Aisha. And I'm sorry to say this, even the Africans doing this in America, like, even the Africans doing this more than the Americans. Like, I'm at work, you're from Africa. I'm from Africa. I'm Aisha. What is so hard in saying Aisha? If a white person pronounce that, white people don't know how to pronounce most of our names, but a white person pronounce Aisha. Why you having that time doing that?
So with your name, it can be pronounced differently according to where I am. So for us, you're called Aisha. We call it Aisha.
You're still pronouncing my name.
So that's how we pronounce it. Like pronouncing my country.
You hear different. But the thing is, when you're now saying Isha, Aisha, Asha, why are you doing that to me? Why?
So you would be okay with me calling you Aisha, right?
Yeah, it's Aisha.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I always take the time to correct
And
them.
then it's
They say Asha, I say, well, there's an I right after the A, so it's
the thing is,
Aisha.
you take so much time to correct these people, and yet you go back to work and you're like, Asha. I'm like, what's Asha?
And then you screw your name up too so that you know how it feels.
Who has
Sometimes
time?
you have to do that to make
Who
it
has
hit home.
time? Me, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a tit for tat type of person.
I mean,
so who has
sometimes you
time?
have to be that way though. Like if you're trying to educate somebody who's not listening, you have to give them a taste of their own medicine to let them know how it feels.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they can, if they can say Arnold Schwarz, whatever his last name is, that guy, that actor, they can, that old government. They can definitely say Aisha.
Terminator.
Yeah, they terminate, exactly. Alright, so this is the end of this episode.
Subscribe to Afrique Talk Show.